Draft week is here. It's been a minute, but you know what? We are here. We are ready to go. This is Chandler. That is David. This is What's a Check Down with Chandler and David. How you been, man? What have you been up to?
I've been chilling, just school,
Yeah?
watching the preseason or the off season kind of take a dip for as far as news goes.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we needed it, to be honest with you. We needed a little bit of a
mhm.
break because it was an emotional roller coaster. The biggest
Oh,
news, like that last time we talked, God, I don't even remember. It's been a while, but like even now stuff has happened, right? I guess the biggest one is after Deshaun Watson is what's going to happen with Baker.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Baker moves this week at the latest. I
I,
think he's gonna.
I think they're waiting until after the end of the draft, but I mean they need to, but we'll see where he goes. I'm
Yeah,
excited to
I'm
see where he goes.
I'm calling Carolina, but could be somewhere else. We'll see.
I agree. So this is how it's gonna go. We got a little bit of something different. We went to TikTok to ask them some of their hot takes. So we have that at the end of the podcast that I think I'm very excited for. We're gonna
Yeah.
start with a little bit of draft class, talk about our two favorite teams and like what we want to see from them during the draft class or the draft this year. And then, a little bit of a Sam Fran news, a little Baker Mayfield news, some quarterback carousel. And then I wanted to sprinkle in a little bit of the overtime rules that changed because that's something that did
Oh
happen
yeah,
that
yeah.
I was really excited for. But regardless, going to this draft class, something I really haven't done that much research into. But one thing I wanted to say was that I think that we were talking about how there were so many moves, and the reason why there were so many moves this year in the offseason was that this draft class doesn't seem as strong as other draft class have been.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, like when I look at it is they're great players, they're an incredible players, but like when the best quarterback wouldn't have been even a top 5 quarterback taken last year, that shows your ceiling and like what you need to look for this draft itself.
Yeah. I feel like yeah, I think you're onto something with all the movies being made just cuz there are like well, I feel like some teams are clearing out their caps just to be able to pick some of the very good talent in the in the skilled positions. But yeah, I think like as far as like quarterbacks and like franchise type players, I think maybe one or two in this draft, if that.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see. They all ran a lot of good times. A lot of people tested really well, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure if it's gonna be one of those draft classes that's just kind of the middle of the pack type of guys that only really make an impact, very subtle impacts.
Yeah. This draft class seems like it's very full in the like second, third, fourth round picks. Like it's really heavy in that like 20th range to 60th, but in front of that the top 20 isn't like an elite top 20 that we've seen before, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
where we look at the past couple years where it's been like we know the first overall pick. I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea what the Jaguars are going to do tomorrow at
No
all.
clue. No clue.
I know what I want them to do, but we'll get to that in a
Yeah, we'll
minute.
get to that in a second. I'm thinking they're gonna trade. I think they're gonna have to.
But that's the issue is who's going to take it? Who wants the first overall pick? There's no it's like if you had someone, say you even had, Zach Wilson this year, right? Or like a Joe Burrow this year, and Jaguars had Trevor Lawrence, they have their guy. That draft pick would be easy to trade, but there's
Mm,
no definite person to actually talk about.
yeah, I
Right?
mean,
Like, there's no person to actually draft for that, right?
yeah, I think it's gonna be very interesting. I think that's what's gonna make it the most interesting is seeing all the moves that could potentially be made this this draft.
Hey, we'll see. I think the first big trade, if it does happen, is gonna be Carolina.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're gonna trade down. Giants obviously aren't going to. I know the Lions aren't going to. I know the Jaguars aren't going to. Falcons can't. I think that's gonna be the Panthers to really drop down to like the 15th so they can possibly take a quarterback, right?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
But
Uh okay, so my bad, my bad.
no, you're good. You're
Uh
good. So I want to talk about a little bit into the reason why I think the biggest part of this offseason was big transactions when it comes to trading superstars finally pushing their ways out of certain positions, and that's the trend that we're going to see more often, especially when we don't have I think this draft class is an anomaly. This isn't going to happen ever again. Team like players are getting so much better. I don't know how this draft class happened where you have like 5 or 6 top end at 2 positions, the edge rushers and the offensive linemen, and then pretty off when it comes to the positions that people really care about, the sexy picks, right? The running back, the quarterback. There aren't even really like elite running backs as much in this draft than there have been in previous years.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's probably I mean I hate to use this as a crutch, but it's probably to do with COVID. I feel like a lot of people lost out on like valuable time to develop because of COVID. I think there was the season was short and I didn't really pay attention to college all that much, but like I feel like the season was cut short a little bit because of COVID. So yeah, I mean, kind of to be expected. You kind of have a built-in excuse, but now I'm thinking like in I don't know 2 years you might see the guys who are now getting to develop in the NFL start popping off, and
Yep.
we'll see some guys actually start standing out from this draft class, and I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case, you know.
Now, I agree with the COVID part of it, that could make a difference, but wasn't last year's draft the same idea? Like those
Well,
I mean, and it's not necessarily like it was a little bit different. They were juniors going to senior years. They already had all
yeah,
the true like development they needed from college. But I mean, this year I feel like they had more opportunity than they possibly did last year going into the draft.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just slightly different because those guys had already experienced, I think, probably 2 years of university or of college.
Normality.
Two, yeah, of college. So like they've already gotten to experience. They had already gotten to experience those 2 years. So, it's probably like those guys, the guys coming up now didn't get those that time. So they're gonna be a little bit rustier. They're gonna have some more some more, some
Hurdles and
yeah, some more hurdles to get over and try to kind of work through, and it's a steeper learning curve for them.
mhm.
So I think we'll just have to see, and like my prediction is that there will be guys who start to stand out within the next 2 years that won't automatically stand out right away, but we'll see.
I agree. It's gonna be an interesting draft. I think it'll be very like fun. I think there's gonna be a lot more trades for more draft picks in this one than we've had more often because no one knows where anyone's going. Right?
Mm,
There's no, and that's what's kind of nice that we've never had a first overall pick be so in the air because of my team that we've ever
yeah.
seen in NFL history. Like
Yeah, who would you guys even pick at this point?
there's 4
you guys,
favorites. There's 4 favorites. So, and I guess we will transition to that because I'll go into who I want out of the 4, which I'm truly okay with the 4 that there are options. And I want to make
mhm.
sure
Wait,
that when I say this. Yes.
before we start that, I'm just gonna go grab some water. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. All right. So, going into the draft madness that we have, I want to talk about kind of like where my team's going to go. And that's the Jacksonville Jaguars because they have 4 options. You have Aiden Hutchinson, you have Ike Ekonwu, you have Evan Neal, and then you have the last edge rusher who I'm blanking on his name. Ooh.
Thibodeau?
No, Trayvon Walker.
Okay.
They think Thibodeau's going to drop,
Okay.
which we'll see. So I'm okay with any of these like actual players to be or not Trayvon Walker. Yeah, it is Walker. Yeah, yeah. But I'm very okay with any of these picks. But there's a disagreement in the Jaguars front office. Okay. So today they signed Cam Robinson to a new $53 million contract for the next 3 years.
Hmm.
Big money for a left tackle. I still want them to draft a left tackle or just a tackle in general.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson wants a tackle as well. So you have Doug Peterson wants either Icky or Evan Neal. I believe he's closer to Evan Neal. You have Shad Khan, the owner, who wants Aiden Hutchinson. And then Trent Baalke, our GM, which I don't listen to his opinion ever, is looking at Trayvon Walker. So we have no idea what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Like, at all. We have no idea what the Jaguars are going to do. So this is my issue, is that I want Evan Neal. And the reason why I want Evan Neal or Icky is that you have a new coach. You focused a lot on the defense in this offseason, but you really focused on some key offensive pieces. You have Christian Kirk. You're trying to make that Brandon Scherf, like that line set. The NFL has changed, in my opinion. It used to be the best offense was a great defense. It's changed, in my opinion, to a great offense is the best defense.
Yeah.
If you look at the teams that are making the Super Bowls, they might have good defenses, right? Like truly, like the Bengals defense was good, but their offense was great. And that's how they got there. The Rams offense was great. They had a great defense though. So, but the Chiefs, their defense wasn't great when they won the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bucks obviously had a good defense, but it's just, to me, is you have to have that high power offense. And the way to keep these high power offenses off the field is to keep your high power offense on the field.
Hmm.
And if you're taking that first overall pick, in the past couple years, last 5 years, there's been all quarterbacks, right? The last non-quarterback taken was Myles Garrett. The one before that was Jadeveon Clowney.
Hmm.
And Eric Fisher, who eventually became a great left tackle, but it took some time, right? So when you look at those three people and you see them compared to someone like Aiden Hutchinson, not saying he's not going to be great, but I look at Evan Neal and I look at Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson is 6'4", 260, I believe. Evan Neal is 6'5", 350.
Jeez.
And Evan Neal is in shape. Like that man looks like
Okay. Yeah.
if you don't take a quarterback with a first overall pick, you need to take a player that looks like a Greek god, in my opinion. And I think Evan Neal looks like a Greek god.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the theory. I like the theory a lot, or the mindset.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at it for the Jaguars. That's what I want them to do. After
Mhm.
that, we have a lot of picks. I will be set. There's a lot of great talent for every team later rounds this year. But the Jaguars, I'm hoping they go with Evan Neal, or I want the Jaguars to pick with the number 1 overall pick, trading down to get 2 first-round picks, and then
Yeah,
trading for Deebo Samuel.
I think that's the trading down is pretty likely. I don't know if they're getting Deebo. They can't even sign Deebo at this point.
I mean, I don't care. Yeah, they got
I don't know
they
where
still
the,
got
where
money.
would the money come
They
from.
still got money. They had the second highest cap room in the NFL, like available. So they still got room.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they have room for Deebo though. Deebo wants money, and I think if he's gonna be going to Florida, he's gonna want some real money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know about that, but it would be funny, like fun to see that happen. I'm not sure if that will put you guys over the top or what will happen, but it sure will make Trevor Lawrence look a lot better.
And that's my
I'll
thing
tell you
is
that right
is
now.
that you're trying to invest around Trevor Lawrence, invest around him, right? Like your defense, like Aiden Hutchinson's great, Trayvon Walker's great, but like you can get lucky on a pass rusher later in the draft. There's
Yeah.
only so many tackles that are so damn big.
Yeah.
We got Yannick Ngakoue at a 3rd-round pick, right?
Mm.
And he came onto the spot and just ripped through players. We can
Yeah.
get that later in the draft. I don't think you need to truly be focused on it in the first overall pick, in my opinion.
I feel like a lot of teams are kind of thinking the same way. I don't really see the only team that I really see needing like a lot from the draft this year is probably Detroit, to
That's
be
what I was thinking
honest.
too.
I feel like they might want to, trade up with with your guys just to get some dude like a dude that will come in and make a big
Well,
impact.
they're the
Because yeah,
second overall pick, so whoever the Jaguars don't take, they take.
this is true. Yeah, I don't think they necessarily need anyone on defense right now. I think they should focus more on finding their quarterback than anything else. Another place where Baker Mayfield might end up, to be honest.
We'll get to
Wouldn't
that.
that be
We'll get
wouldn't
to
that
that.
be
I have
wouldn't that be
I have
a
some
shell
questions for
shock?
that about that. But I think Aiden Hutchinson works in Detroit because he's from Michigan, right? He's
Yeah,
a
I mean
Michigan
he is a
boy,
Michigan
hometown
guy.
hero, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
We'll see.
your Giants, they pick fourth this year, right?
Fifth and
Five?
seventh, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What are you looking for out of the Giants in this draft?
Oh, they need to shore up the O-line. I think if there's anything that they need to do is kind of strip their O-line down and rebuild it a little bit because it has not been good. And as much flack as Daniel Jones takes, I think he honestly like if you want to put blame on Daniel Jones, give him a good O-line. If he doesn't work in front of a good or with a good O-line in front of him, that then it's Daniel Jones. But until you give him an O-line that can protect them, you see what he can do, like while not under pressure constantly. When the run game is going well with Saquon, if you can see what Daniel Jones sorry can do then, and if he performs, then obviously great. But if he doesn't, then we know we got to move on from him.
Yeah.
Like we've given him everything, we've tried our best, we've given it all we can. He's not our guy anymore. We got to move on. And then at 7, get Sauce Gardner. If they get
And
Sauce
he
Gardner,
drops that far. And
I think he ends up going there. I think he either
Sauce
ends up
Gardner's going to
going.
be probably the best player. He's Jalen Ramsey 2.0.
We'll see, but I would love to have him on my team. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to make the bold prediction of Jalen Ramsey 2.0 like you will,
I mean,
but I'd love to have him on my team.
he's the best athlete in this class.
He is. He truly is.
He's tall, he's strong, he's big, he's fast. He's
He's proven. He's
yeah,
proven.
yeah. He shut down in college, and I think he can do it again once he gets into the league. It just depends
Yeah.
on what team he goes for. Is he going to go on a team that's going to be more man on man and truly just on top of someone, or is it going to be more of a like zone read? Like, is he going to go to Seattle and just
Yeah. I think.
play a
I
third?
think. I think we'll be in. If he goes to the Giants, he'll be in man quite a bit, which will be well. I think man and cover 2 is the main look for the Giants. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are the two guys that I really want to like. Those are two things I really want to see happen in the draft for the New York Giants. But like, I was looking at their Instagram page and they're throwing out like little draft like jokes and all this stuff, and I'm like, just stop. I just don't fuck up the draft this year, and we'll be good. That's all I need you not to do is not to mess it up. Because as far as the last like 3 years, we have not gotten it right. I think the Jaguars are gotten it more right than we have.
I mean, we
And it's not
traded
like
our first round
I don't
pick
even
that we
think,
got from last year, so
but I mean, like, I don't even think we were that far off from being like in the same. We were in the same level. We're both, I think, in the top. We've both been in the top 10 the last 2-3 years now, and you guys have come out with better talent than we have. I think.
yeah,
Aside
and
and just more available players. Saquon Barkley hasn't played,
that's the
so
issue, right? Like that, but that goes to like you said, your offensive line. When Saquon is in the backfield and already has to hit someone, like that, you
mhm.
as a running back, you want to try to hit your first player 3 yards down the field, not 3 yards in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So I completely agree with it. Um, I was thinking about this, and I think it's really funny. Can you believe that in 2017, We almost could have saw a Jaguars versus Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl.
That would have been the most boring Super Bowl of all time.
Just think about those teams were both in
Yeah,
the
they
championship
were
games.
good.
And
That's crazy.
to see how far both of those teams, if not all four of those teams between the Patriots and the Eagles, have all
Mhm.
dropped off since 2017. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, of all those teams, I genuinely think the Vikings are actually the worst of them all. Like as far as drop offs go, I feel like, and I know you're gonna say the Jaguars, but like,
I actually think the Jaguars are in a decent place.
yeah, exactly.
I think
And
the
I
Eagles are in a weird place. That's my thing is I don't know what like where the Eagles are at.
they got a franchise quarterback. I
Do
think he'll
they?
be good. I think so.
Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback.
I think so.
Okay. We
I mean,
we thought Baker
yet
was
to
a
be
franchise
truly
quarterback.
proven. What's up?
We thought Baker was a franchise quarterback.
I don't think that's the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing, but we'll see. I don't know. I guess if he's not, then we can kind of chop it up to it being Oklahoma guys not being as good as they were in college because Baker,
Kyler.
Kyler, Jalen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Ironically, didn't all of them? I don't know. No, Kyler didn't, but all two of those guys actually transferred. Baker was at Texas Tech. They went with Mahomes over him, and then Jalen was at Alabama, and they went over Tua over him. So
Yeah.
there's I guess Oklahoma's the reject school for great quarterbacks, but they still do really well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they do, how it fares out. But as it's not looking great for Oklahoma guys right now. Kyler's Kyler, but everyone else is kind of
Today, the
suspect.
Arizona Cardinals actually picked up Kyler Murray's 5th-year option.
Okay.
So I would take that with what I don't know what that means.
Does that not mean he's gonna be a free agent next year?
No, they picked it up. So they means they select like he is there for all 5 years because they have the choice.
Yeah.
But does that mean they're gonna work on a new contract or is that just
Yeah,
gonna
that's what I'm saying. Is he not a free agent next year?
No, it's a year after, isn't it?
I think
Maybe
it's
the year
next year, isn't it?
I don't. No. Because he'd be under contract this year. It'd be 2 years from now. He's
Oh,
going
okay,
into
okay.
his 4th year. That's why he wants a new contract. He's officially
Hot take.
eligible.
Hot take, they're not re-signing him. Hot take, I don't think he's gonna have a good year this year.
If they don't
And I
re-sign
think-
Kyler Murray, they don't re-sign Clint Kingsbury.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he will have had 4 years, and I don't think it's gonna work out. I think it was an experiment, and I don't think Kyler and Cliff worked out together. I think Kyler Murray needed someone he wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
So then he could learn under that person versus just continuing to kind of do what he had done in college, which I mean, it worked for Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, but they were both also learning from someone completely different. I feel like sometimes a fresh perspective is good, and Kyler kind of needed that fresh perspective, and he's not getting it. And it's my hot take of the day. Kyler Murray is going to be labeled underrated or bust within 2 years.
Damn. I like it because
Hot take
I'm
coming
the
up
one always
soon.
saying bullshit.
Yeah,
It's funny that you say that.
I don't know if it's bullshit. We'll see.
Well, no, it's funny because when you look at how you said with Burrow and Jamar Chase, they did get that new coach, and you're right because Cliff Kingsbury is just going to go up to Kyler Murray like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you came here. I missed you so much, bro. Hug it out with me. I love you." But
Stroke his ego a little bit.
yeah, and in the NFL, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't translate to wins. So, but going further into the West and the NFC West, one quarterback that we have no idea what's going to happen to, that the San Francisco 49ers don't know what's going to happen to, the Jimmy G.
We know what's gonna happen to Jimmy.
Okay, then what is your thought about Jimmy G?
I think he's moving to the backup role within the first 5 games if they keep him. If not, then like he's gonna go to let's say a Carolina or something of that like relative.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if he goes to Detroit? That
What?
would be
So this is the issue with me with Jimmy is one, San Fran can't keep him. They can't. They absolutely can't. There's
why not?
no possible way San Fran, because if you keep Jimmy G, you don't trust Trey Lance, or as soon as there are gonna be issues, you traded 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Trey Lance,
Yeah.
and you're going to have him sit on the bench for 2 years?
Guys used to sit on the bench
Fire
all the
John Lynch
time.
if that's the case. Absolutely
Guys
not.
used to sit on the
No.
bench all the time though.
Not like that. This is
Few
not even as
years
bad as
ago.
this isn't even as bad as trading back into the first round to get Jordan Love. All right, I want you to understand that. Like,
Hey, fuck them picks. Fuck them picks.
but okay, fuck them picks when what? You don't have a starting quarterback out of 2 people you have?
Hey, sometimes I mean
Are you
Jimmy G
saying
got him
Jimmy
there.
G is as good as Matt Stafford? Because we saw that he
Jimmy
wasn't.
G was capable enough to get him
To the
to
NFC Championship
not
and
keep them.
mess it up?
Yeah, he's taken them to the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Tell me, no, wait. Before you even go
You
there,
defend
tell
this
me-
man way too much when there is no need to defend him. Literally, his own
I'm not
team,
I'm not
his
defending
own
him.
team
I'm not
doesn't
defending
defend
him.
him.
I'm not defending him. I'm just telling you, if they say, hey, we don't think Trey's ready yet, we think he's going to be ready. He has all the makings of a great quarterback. We don't think he is ready. We don't want to put him in the fire yet. That's fine. I completely think that's fine. That's their game plan. Eventually, we're gonna have to either see Trey or they're gonna say we're cutting ties. We fucked up. That's it. But to say that they have to take or they have to trade Jimmy G because they look bad, blah 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 blah, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point because they already look bad regardless.
But there's adding fuel to the flame,
There's no need. There's no need to.
or
save
there's
face.
cutting the wound off after it's been burnt so bad. And that's where the
Honestly-
situation is for the 49ers are screwed no matter what.
Yeah,
And I think that they're in a better place with Trey Lance than they are with Jimmy G, because I don't think Jimmy G can run Kyle Shanahan's offense as much as he wants it to be. With Trey Lance, it doesn't matter if he's not accurate, because at the end of the day, at least he can run, and that will
Yeah.
help the offense in a way. And he actually throw the ball downfield. From what they've said and what we've seen on film, he can throw the ball deep downfield.
yeah.
Now that's all great, but if you don't have a wide receiver to catch it, then you're kind of screwed.
Hey, pay him as 25 million and
More
move
than
on.
that, Debo. So that's the issue. Okay, in a second, but because I want to get in, I want to just. San Fran is just full of just madness right
Yeah,
now.
we've lost the script a little bit here.
Like,
we
what?
moved
But
so
like,
far off.
it's just like, well, I'm kind of trying to say that we can get okay. So we'll get to Debo in a second, but Jimmy G, I don't know where he goes, because if I'm Carolina, I don't want Jimmy G. I don't want Sam Darnold 2.0. I don't want to have that quarterback when I can just hold on to Sam Darnold for another year, have the exact same result, not overpay. Okay, do you think Jimmy G takes the Panthers to the playoffs?
He does a lot better than Sam Darnold. I promise you that.
But does
right
he
now.
take him to the playoffs?
Yeah,
No, he doesn't.
I think they have a good enough team to have gone to the playoffs last year.
I
What
don't-
was holding them back? Not a consistent quarterback.
And Jimmy G has lost. You need to stop defending this man, because he has
Hey,
lost a
whatever,
Super Bowl
man.
and he's
I'm
lost a
on the Jimmy-
championship.
The numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. Jimmy G. Let me just tell you who Jimmy G is. Jimmy G is Tony Romo with less passing stats.
Okay, so how do you feel about Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins is great when he doesn't need to do anything.
He's better than Jimmy G.
I don't think so.
When Kyle Shanahan wanted Kirk Cousins over Jimmy G, and John Lynch went to go trade for Jimmy G, and Kyle Shanahan was pissed because he wanted Kirk Cousins, I'm telling you right now, Kirk Cousins does better in San Fran than Jimmy G has. Kirk Cousins, people forget, puts up stats, but the only thing people get all freaking mad about is that Mike Zimmer was a defensive head coach, and now that he has an offensive head coach, we'll see this year. what can happen because we'll see
Hey,
the Rams offensive coordinator O'Connell what he can do with uh damn Kirk Cousins. But I don't think in any world is Jimmy G even close to as good as Kirk Cousins. I think
okay.
Jimmy G has lost them the Super Bowl. Literally, the the Chiefs did not deserve to win
How
that
many
Super Bowl.
playoff games does Kirk Cousins have? How many playoff wins?
2, 1,
Okay,
1,
two.
1
How
win.
many?
Oh
Okay,
my!
how many
Stop with
does
this.
Jimmy G have?
I am
How many does
so
Jimmy G have? Jimmy G's been to the. No, hey. We're gonna.
okay.
I
Is
don't care
Blake
what
Bortles
team.
better than Kirk Cousins?
Yes,
Blake
because
Bortles
he's
is
been.
shut up. No, they
He's
went to the
been.
same amount of playoffs that same year.
You have me on that one. You got me stumped. I'm just gonna. We're moving on. We're moving on. I'm done. I will not defend Jimmy G anymore until we see him do something. But I promise you, Jimmy G is better than Kirk Cousins. He's better than Blake Bortles.
Oh yes,
He is top 15 in the league right now. Top 15
that's a
quarterback.
TikTok clip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get people to shit on your parade like they do on
Hey,
mine.
sit on my parade. Jimmy G is top 15.
Okay, so before we move on to these next quarterbacks, let's go with Debo now. What does San Fran do with Debo?
They can't trade him. They need to pay him. They need to pay him.
They need to pay this man. San
He was
Fran has no chance.
28%, 28% of their offense. Even if you say you're going to spread that 28% out to other players, you're not going to get the same productivity.
And he's 28% of their offense when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
How many play actions do you do with him? How many fake screens do you do with him? How many fakes or routes does he open up for your team?
He might not be. Here's the thing. He might not be the best receiver in the league. He definitely isn't the best receiver in the league. He might be the best weapon in the league, though.
Yes.
He's right there with Tyreek Hill, I would say.
I would take, and honestly, in some parts, I would take Debo over Tyreek. Because
the only reason why there are two reasons why I wouldn't take Debo over Tyreek Hill, and one of them is a little suspect, is that Tyreek Hill gets injured less than Debo does, and Tyreek Hill is faster.
Yeah,
those are the only two. And I could make the argument that Tyreek Hill is older, so he's going to be getting hurt way more or having more injuries than Debo does on his 24-year-old body versus I think 27-year-old body. 28-year-old body. I'm getting up to 28, right? I'm at 20. I'm close to 26.
Yeah.
Right now. And I already feel the hits that I've taken in the past. So I'm assuming that I know he's a professional athlete. He's well trained. He gets everything massaged, blah, 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 blah. But regardless, you're still going to feel those hits on your body. And Tyreek Hill is definitely going to be feeling those hits. So we'll see.
I agree with you. To me, Debo plays a completely different game, and Debo opens up your offense, in my opinion, more than Tyreek Hill. Not saying that he's better than Tyreek Hill, but when you can have him set up as a running back like Cordell Patterson, right? It's the same idea. He can set up in the backfield. He can set up at wideout and at slot. And I know Tyreek Hill comes for the speed sweeps and everything, but you don't necessarily have that exact same idea with going with Debo, because Debo can actually line up in the backfield and hit the gap. Right? It takes a lot to tell a wide receiver to hit a gap compared to Tyreek Hill is going to try to break it outside. Yeah. And that's where the offense is completely different. Tyreek is trying to hit that edge and outrun everyone, where Debo will run through people. And Tyreek on some of these plays might only gain 2 yards because he gets tackled on the edge, where Debo's can gain you 4 or 5 because he went through the hole and he hit it, right? So Debo, to me, needs to be paid. And honestly, he deserves Davante Adams money, probably less, but in actuality...
See, that's where I'm getting to is I don't know if he deserves less. I think he might deserve more because he not only is he doing the receiver job, he's also doing the running back job. And at least you got to compensate him at least 30 mil, at least 25 mil. 30 mil would be good too, but 25, which is what he was asking for, doesn't seem all that far from the scope of imagination for me. It doesn't seem like a very big mind blowing dumb
No,
contract that you
no.
would give someone of his stature. And so that's all I'm saying. The only thing I can see being the reason why the 49ers don't want to give him that money is his injury status.
Hmm.
That's it. He was injury prone in his first 2 years or his first year, and like you could still see him getting injured, like tight, like small uh
Banged up
injuries
and
here
yeah.
and there. So I understand that, but I still think you got to pay him his money. He give him his money, even like at least guarantee 25.
Yeah.
25 guaranteed, I would say, is a very good contract for him.
And people are gonna complain like all these people shouldn't be making this much money. We're just throwing money at players. Cap is going up every year.
Yeah.
It went up 27 million this year. Like, that's Debo. Like
Yeah.
there's
It's
no
all the players.
like it's I'm sorry, but like the cap is gonna keep going up and it's not gonna lower. It's not gonna stay plateaued. NFL is
I
making
mean,
more money every year. We're not making less, y'all. We're not gonna be making less. We're gonna be making a lot more every single year.
true.
So these
True.
when people are like, "Oh, these players are making way too much money. We're throwing way too much money." The market is going to go up forever. That's
Yeah.
how it's going to be. The quarterbacks are going to go up forever. That's just what it's going to be. But guess what? The owners can afford it. So why does it
They
matter?
definitely with the new TV deal,
Oh my gosh.
with their new TV deal, they can afford it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I don't get why everyone's always getting mad at the players, but when they're not mad at the owners, where they can actually pay $200 million a year for a team, on top of that, pay for coaches, on top of that, pay for the entire organization, and still own other businesses and do other things with their money that they want
Yeah.
to do.
It's crazy to me that people are like, well, just shut up and play. Like, first of all, if I see my contemporary that I consider to be someone that I am of equal to or better than getting paid more than me, and I'm doing more work or doing the same amount of work, I'm not trying to do that. That's
Yeah.
just getting paid equal or your equal share of what you deserve to be making. And to me, Debo deserves to be making, if because he does two different roles. We've only seen one other person do that. That's Cordell Patterson, and he has not done it on the same level as Debo, and in the same with the same impact as Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Debo literally took over the playoffs. He was basically him and Elijah Mitchell were basically the 49ers offense.
Yep.
Sprinkle in a little Jimmy G,
I knew
but
you were
that's
gonna say it.
neither
Nope,
here nor
absolutely
there.
not. Absolutely
You
not.
know,
George
top
Kittle.
15 for
George
sure.
Kittle.
Top 15. George Kittle was non-existent in the
um
playoffs.
Percy Harvin, I think, truly revolutionized this role,
Yeah.
truly with Seattle and with Minnesota. But Debo has taken it to another, and having Kyle Shanahan, I don't know where else he would go where he'd be utilized in such a great way. He fits that offense so
Miami.
well.
He's not going there.
I
He's
mean,
not
could you
going there.
imagine making an all-star team?
Oh
That would be
yeah,
crazy.
it would be crazy. Maybe the Chiefs.
Yeah. Chiefs are gonna look very different this year.
Yeah. What if the Chiefs go after him?
They could.
I think they have space for it.
I mean, they do after they lost their number one receiver, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
We'll be right back after this break.
All right. You ready to talk about some Baker Mayfield?
Oh, absolutely not.
You like to bake Baker Mayfield?
No,
No?
I'm good.
All right. Well, where is he going? Give me your pick.
Carolina.
That's your pick. Okay.
Throwing a dart.
Okay.
Gonna go with Carolina. Carolina or Detroit?
I was personally thinking the CFL, but anyways, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
The new quarterback to Saskatchewan Roughriders, Baker Mayfield.
You would tear it up.
He would. He is the perfect prototype of the CFL football. Like truly,
exactly.
like
He literally looks like most of the CFL quarterbacks.
But 4'0", can throw the ball really far, and then runs around like his head's cut off.
Exactly. And so
yeah. In actuality, where do you where I want to go with this is that looking at the available quarterbacks, because to me, you have a bunch of quarterbacks that are available. You have Kenny Pickett, you have Malik Willis, you have Matt Corral, right? Um, as draft picks. Those are 3 top draft picks. And then on
Mhm.
top of that, to me, you have Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Jimmy G, and Jared Goff. So that's the 7 quarterbacks right now that the
Mhm.
carousel is still moving, and those are the ones that need to stop. And out of those 7, we'll start with the 4 quarterbacks in the NFL: Jimmy G, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Jared Goff. Who do you not want out of all of those?
Well, I'm just gonna automatically cancel out Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I'll take him as a backup, but I don't think I want him as anything other than.
Okay.
Uh, I
So
would say,
Jimmy
yeah,
G, Baker, or Sam Darnold.
I would also take out Sam Darnold.
So you're thinking,
Everywhere he goes,
yeah.
he just it just doesn't seem to work out for him. So I don't think it's the systems. I think it's just Sam Darnold at this point.
All right. Now, Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield, I know you're going to pick. Okay. Actually, you know what? If you had to pick a quarterback to take on your team, Sam
Mhm.
Darnold or Jimmy Garoppolo, who is your starting quarterback?
Sam Darnold or Jimmy
Or
or
sorry,
Baker.
sorry. David, if you had to take Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield, who is your starting quarterback?
I'm taking Jimmy G every day, all day. No, thank you, Baker. Stay in your lane. I'm good. Give me Jimmy G.
You're wrong. Absolutely not.
No, I'm right.
Absolutely not.
I'm absolutely right.
Baker's had better years in the past 4
Jimmy G's
years.
been in the Super Bowl.
Oh my god. You know
I want
Jimmy
winners
G's
on my
also
team.
won 3
I
Super
want
Bowls
winners on my
sitting on
team.
a beat
Baker
bench.
Mayfield is not a coachable player. Jimmy G is a coachable player. Baker Mayfield might be more talented than Jimmy G, but I would rather have Jimmy G on my team.
What if this is the whole Jameis Winston moment for Jimmy or for Baker Mayfield?
It could be, but we haven't seen Jameis really go
He got
crazy
hurt.
either.
He was playing great this year. He really was
Yeah,
playing
okay,
very
sure.
well, but he did get hurt.
Sure. Yeah.
What if Baker Mayfield becomes the next Jameis Winston, can go somewhere and actually have a decent career? Or he turns into RG3. One or the other.
There's two, yeah, there's only 2 roads for Baker Mayfield now. There is a vast, wide variety of roads for him 2 years ago.
Mhm.
The road is starting to narrow down, and I'm going more towards the art that he's going to be on TV within the next 2 years type role.
He'd be a good podcaster. I feel like he would actually like one of those stupid I know that one podcast he was on was not very wasn't the greatest, but I feel like if he actually had his own show, he would probably
Yeah,
do very well. Um,
yeah,
what I actually think might have been the biggest miss is that when Deshaun Watson went to the Browns and Atlanta immediately got rid of, like when they got rid of Matt Ryan, they went with Marcus Mariota.
yeah.
They should have went with
Okay,
Baker.
let me tell you why I think they did that is because they like obviously I think Mariota is a good stopgap quarterback. I think that's what they expect from Mariota. I feel like they know that this draft class isn't great, isn't stocked with quarterbacks, so they're just like, we need a guy for a year just to kind of help us move and transition, so we're not absolute booty next year. And if they took Baker Mayfield, yeah, sure, they'd probably be pretty good. I would say I think they'd be decent. They might be slightly better than they were last year, but when they took if they took Baker Mayfield, I feel like he would be everyone would expect them to invest in Baker Mayfield and kind of keep him for a longer than they would
Mhm.
want to. With Marcus Mariota, let's say it works out for them. They look like geniuses. They look like they knew something that none of us knew. It doesn't work out for them. We all thought it wasn't going to work out. They were just kind of planting him in as a stop for someone else to come in and take his place afterwards. It's a win-win for them. So that's the biggest issue with Baker right now is that no one wants to invest in them. because they don't see him as coachable. They don't see him as a long term solution, which I agree with. I don't think he's a long term solution. I think he's even less long term than Jimmy G, to be quite honest. That's neither here nor there. We're done with the Jimmy G slander. And that's it.
Booty.
That's what I think at this point is the biggest issue for Baker.
One of my favorite questions that I think right now is, would Baker Mayfield be the best quarterback in this draft class?
No,
You think Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett are better than him?
yeah,
I personally think that he would be. I think Baker Mayfield does have a lot of talent. His attitude does make a big difference. Absolutely. His attitude really makes it hard to want him on a team. But when it comes to skill, he can perform. Now, I'm not saying he did last year because he was banged up all year last year. And the
other
one
shoulder.
my one excuse for him, if I had an excuse, and it's what he has said too, and I can't agree with this, is a dysfunction of the Cleveland Browns team. Like from
He's a part of the dysfunction, though.
he is, but he can't
can't
choose who
just-
the coach is. And he's had 4 different head coaches, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Or 3. But like but you it's the same with Daniel Jones, right? You're going to say Daniel Jones hasn't had the opportunity. The only difference
Okay,
between
but
Daniel
it's-
Jones and Baker Mayfield.
No.
No, listen. The
No.
difference between them is that Baker Mayfield had an offensive line and had great players around him.
Better team, much
Yes.
better team.
Yes, but the
Five-
coaching situation is completely equal. I
Baker had at least 4 like really good receivers.
he had the best run
2
game.
Really good tight ends. The best run game.
Yeah.
And they've only managed to win 1 playoff game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I think
taking
that makes sense.
I'm taking Nick Chubb at this point over Saquon Barkley until Saquon
Okay,
shows
but wait.
them.
Make that make sense, because you're telling me that Jimmy G is ass, but Jimmy G, on the same hand, has also had very good defense, very good run game, very good or like mediocre to very good receiver, 1 good receiver, really good tight end. They've been to the Super Bowl. Make that make sense for
He
me.
also had the greatest coach in NFL history, played underneath a non-top 5 quarterback of all time, and also at the same time has one of the best coaches in the NFL at this point with a great team around him.
Your take on Jimmy G versus Baker Mayfield is so cold. It is cold as hell, and I promise you, this year will tell us exactly who's better.
Exactly, because they'll both be on the bench and neither of them will play wherever they go. So
Well,
it won't
I don't know
matter.
about that. We'll see. Okay, let me hear me out here. Jimmy G takes either the San Francisco 49ers or a different team to the playoffs this year. Or are you going to change your mind about him?
Depends on the numbers.
Oh my god!
I'll give him that. No. Listen.
So now, okay, wait.
So-
So the number of wins matters less than the number of the statistics.
I'll tell you this: if Jimmy G can take a team to the playoffs, and it is proven that he isn't just a placeholder. If Jimmy G goes out and throws 15 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and makes the playoffs, no, I'm sorry, Jimmy G is not the greatest freaking quarterback in the NFL. But if he can,
I'm not saying greatest,
but I'm saying if he can take a team to the playoffs and actually lead them there, not be dragged by them, yes.
he wasn't dragged.
Stop.
He wasn't dragged.
Stop. Literally, Kyle Shanahan
All right,
can't trust him to throw the ball 15 yards down the field.
All right.
I'm just.
We'll keep talking.
Other than that, one thing I did want to talk about that did happen, that's not draft related, that's not quarterback related, that is NFL related, was an argument conversation that me and you had a long time ago.
Mhm.
And that is the overtime rules.
Yeah. Stupid rules.
I personally like it.
I know you like it. I hate it.
Why do you hate it? Why do you hate the new overtime? So the overtime rules is now that in the playoffs, both teams can get possession of the ball, and if both teams score, then it becomes sudden death football. If the first team does not score and the second team scores, that team wins, and vice versa. If the first team scores and the second team doesn't score, that team wins. So why don't you like it?
So I know your argument before was that um the rules were not fair before.
One
That
of
was
them,
your
yes.
argument.
Yes,
The
one.
rules were not fair, but the game is meant to be fair, is meant to be 50-50 chance of in terms of rules, is meant to be given a 50-50 chance. I'm here to tell you that it is fair because think about it this way. The rule doesn't dictate that this certain team will be the one to get the advantage from said rules. The rules state that whoever wins the coin toss, that's a 50-50 chance right there. That's enough of a 50-50 chance for me to say, let's end it there. That's it. That's whoever sudden death, whoever wins the game. Whoever scores first wins the game. I like that rule. I think that's the best way to do it. Now, let's say for some reason we're watching the playoffs next year. Same deal. Um, uh, what's his name?
Bills,
Josh
Josh
Allen gets to
Allen.
come back and answer Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen scores. Patrick Mahomes doesn't get to answer. That's game over. Even though Patrick Mahomes was scored,
Hmm.
Josh Allen got a chance to retaliate or to return it. He scored. That's game over, is it not?
No, so if Patrick Mahomes scores a touchdown and then Josh Allen scores a touchdown, then the Chiefs get the ball back, and if they score, they win.
That is still so stupid to me.
Why?
Because again, you've just extended what
Yeah,
was going on. You've just basically
yeah,
given more time in the regulation times.
yeah. You're
You
right.
just added more time. It's literally like soccer. You
Yep,
just gave advantage.
yep. You're right. So my question to you is: to start the overtime in the playoffs, do you kick or do you receive?
I always receive
Why?
because I want the ball in my hands. If
Okay,
it's sudden
so in
death,
the new playoff rules, you're going to kick or you're going to receive rather than kick.
yeah, bleh. This
Do you
rule,
kick or do you receive in the new playoff
huh?
rules? In the new playoff rules, do you kick or do you receive for overtime? For
I'd
overtime.
st- I'd still receive.
Why? If you don't score, then you know that they can end the game. But
I'd
if you
still
kick,
receive the
but if you kick and they don't score, you know you only need a field goal.
again. I'm still receiving.
That's what you're going to pick. I think
Yeah.
that this new rule adds a lot more hiccups to the game and makes the game more interesting. PSA, okay, say you're the Chiefs and you score in the first touchdown of the game or the overtime, right? And you get a field goal. It's 7. You're up by 7. I get the ball back. I score.
Mhm.
If I get a field goal, like if I get an extra point, you then have a chance to get the ball, score field goal, and win the game.
Okay.
I then have a choice. I can kick the extra point, or I can go for 2 and then take it away from you. Or you scored a touchdown, you went for 2, you miss it, or you miss the extra point. Now I score a touchdown, I can just go for the extra point and win. To me, it's adding the more competitiveness of it's taking the game from just offense versus defense and actually putting the coach into the overtime. Now the coach can't just play, oh, let's play defense and then get the ball back and score. Now it's like, do I play the mind game of I kick and I put it in their court, just like in college rules, you need to score right now or we're going to win the game. Or, hey, you know what? We'll receive first because then on that second overtime that you can call it the second overtime, I'm going to get the ball and then maybe I can win. Right? So that's the way I look at it, is that you're now making it not only fair, that is a part of it, but you're also taking a look at it as like there's a different thing to do with it, right? There's more to it than just kicking the ball, receiving, and scoring. It's playing the mind game and actually putting the coaches into the game more than just the offense versus the defense.
Okay. I don't know. To me, it seems very much the NFL. What's the word? Exploiting the players even more than they already were.
I mean,
And
hey, listen, if I'm the owner of the Bills, yeah, I'm pissed off straight up because I
yeah,
lost money
yeah,
because
yeah, because that's
like
your money. That's
yeah,
money.
you don't think Josh Allen was pissed off? You don't think Stephon Diggs was pissed off? You don't think that like every single player in the Bills was pissed off because they didn't have the opportunity? They went back there, but they wish they had it. Now I get and I get the Chiefs will say, "Yes, I know. We got the ball and we did what we needed to do, and that's just how it is. It's just fair. It's not fair when you're the losing side, no matter what it is."
I mean, the Chiefs definitely can't say shit because they were at the like on the wrong side of that before, and they
Mhm.
complained.
Yeah.
And so
Everyone
I
that's on the wrong
obviously,
side's always gonna complain.
yeah, I guess
But if
so.
you make
But
it make sense, it's okay.
okay, hey, how many times? Well, this is my question for you. How many times do you think Baker Mayfield has been better than like how many they played the same amount of games or the same amount of seasons? Like they've started the same amount of seasons. How many seasons do you think Baker Mayfield is better than Jimmy Garoppolo?
Is that what you're looking up right now?
Answer my question. How many times?
2 out of the 4.
2 out of the 4.
Yeah.
They've. I'll tell you that.
Like
Tell you this.
stats wise, right?
That's why. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's wise. Jimmy G has been better than Baker Mayfield. Two
Can't
out of
be.
the 4.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them got hurt in 1 year and couldn't play 1 year. 1 year, his second year of Baker Mayfield's career, he popped off. And actually, no, his first year he popped off. In the third year he popped off. He was bad in his second year. He was bad in his fourth year. Jimmy G sucked in his first year because he got hurt. Second year he stayed in. Then third year he was hurt-ish. Or no, that was when he just had a down year. And this past year he
Okay.
just choked.
Okay. So the year that Baker Mayfield wasn't hurt, Jimmy G wasn't hurt, was 2020.
Yep. And
Correct?
and Jimmy was better.
Yeah. Jimmy was absolutely better.
Yeah.
And so
2020
for me,
was 2 years ago
or sorry,
when they had
2019 was the year that Baker wasn't hurt, or was Baker wasn't hurt, right?
2021, this past year, Baker Mayfield was hurt, and then he was hurt in his second, or he wasn't hurt in his, he was hurt in his second year. No, he was never hurt. He just had a bad year with Freddie Kitchens because his coach was Freddie Kitchens.
Okay, so in that year, I don't no. That we're not gonna go coaches. We're going pure talent. We're gonna say pure talent, pure stats. In that year, Jimmy Garoppolo had 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Baker Mayfield had 22 touchdowns. How many interceptions do you think
18.
Baker Mayfield threw? 21.
Damn.
21 interceptions. So don't tell me that Baker Mayfield is worlds better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And
I'm not saying he's
Garoppolo
worlds better, but
rash.
I'm sorry, but Jimmy G is not even a top 20 quarterback in the NFL.
So last year Jimmy G was top 20. Jimmy G was right under your boy Russell Wilson.
Russell was hurt all year too. Don't forget.
Russell was hurt for 6 games. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Russell Wilson. Okay.
So was Jimmy G.
Okay.
Jimmy G had a broken thumb
for 2 games. But didn't he miss 2 games?
You as a quarterback should know that having a broken thumb.
So did Russell Wilson, and he missed 6 games. Yeah, but Russell Wilson didn't
play.
Yes, exactly. And Russell Wilson had better stats than Jimmy G.
Jimmy G played.
And Russell Wilson had better stats than Jimmy G. You just proved my point.
Jimmy G played. That's my point. Jimmy G's he's available. Unless he is broken, he's available. He still plays well enough to keep you in the game. He beat Aaron Rodgers. I'm not trying to do this Skip Bayless type deal with you, so I'm just gonna shut up. But I'm telling you, don't disrespect him.
I'm just saying,
disrespect him. He's a starting quarterback.
So you're saying that in the year 2021, Russell Wilson had better stats than Jimmy G, right?
Yes.
How many games did Russell Wilson miss?
I'm just
asking. I'm just asking. How many did he miss?
He missed. Let's see how many games he played. Games played Russell Wilson.
Probably 12.
14 games.
Okay, so he missed 3 games.
Games played Jimmy Garoppolo. You want to know how many?
15.
15 games.
Okay. How much more throwing yards did Russell Wilson have more than Jimmy G?
He didn't. Russell Wilson had or 300 or 3,113 throwing yards.
Okay.
Jimmy G had 3,810.
Okay, no, I thought you said it the other way around. Okay, sorry. I thought you said that Russell Wilson had more throwing yards than Jimmy G. And I was trying to say was that Russell Wilson had less games played and had more throwing yards. Does that make sense?
No.
But
I'm just saying you gotta give Jimmy G his credit.
not. I'm sorry, I'm not.
He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback that's taken this. He has been in the playoffs every time he's played. He's been in the playoffs.
If he can go somewhere where he does not have that team, why can I not say Tom Brady's one of the best quarterbacks of all time? Because he had the greatest team of all time. I'm so sick of when quarterbacks get carried. Are you telling me that Joe Flacco was one of the best quarterbacks of all time? Because he balled out in the playoffs, but he got carried there the first time, and the second time he was not the best quarterback.
In his time, you could have said Joe Flacco was one of the top 10 quarterbacks. In that time, you could have said that.
Yes, you could. I can't say that about Jimmy G at any point when you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and you know what? The only difference between the two of them is that Joe Flacco won two, I guess, or however many he won. He won two.
Yeah.
Jimmy G didn't end up winning. If Jimmy G would have won, I promise you, we would have a different take, or you would have a different take than you do now. And you are the one who said the titles don't matter. But now you're using it.
But your argument is that he makes it to the playoffs and wins Super Bowls. So when your argument is that he makes it to playoffs and wins Super Bowls, I'm going to say that quarterbacks that are the same level, if not less than, that don't make it to playoffs or win Super Bowls. That's my argument with you. So like when you say like Jimmy G gets his team to the playoffs and gets his team to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, I'm trying to tell you he does not. His team drags his ass to the Super Bowl and then loses.
Any dragging here.
And then loses.
I'm not saying dragging. 3,000 yards isn't dragging.
Are there any stats that show? I don't know if you have this. I'm guessing you're on Pro Football Focus, if you are, or whatever it is. Does it show how many yards he has completed over 20 plus yards throwing?
I am not on Pro Football Focus. I am on like some fantasy.
Okay, because I want to know how many times he throws the ball down the field, and how many of those yards are just screens to Deebo Samuel, or a 5-yard slant to George Kittle, or a damn toss in front of him. Because that's where I say stats now for quarterbacks don't mean anything, because yak is very important when it comes to teams.
You can't say that.
Oh no, I'm just saying but yak is very important. There's so many great receivers and there's so many screenplays run. There's the think about, we have a play designed in the NFL where you just toss the ball in front of you and someone can run 75 yards and that's considered a passing touchdown.
You want to know where Pro Football Focus has Jimmy G ranked in terms of quarterbacks last year?
God, probably 12th.
10th.
Bullshit. Absolutely
not kidding.
Jimmy G is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And if you think Jimmy G is the top 10 quarterback in the NFL, you are crazy.
Yeah, I didn't make this. These are your guys.
Okay, but can you name 10 quarterbacks better than Jimmy G? Because I can.
I can name 10 quarterbacks better.
I can name 15.
I was telling you that.
I can name 20.
Wait, let's see.
And actually, I am going to name 20 on one of our next podcasts.
Oh, wait. Wait a second. Wait a minute. My broadcast doesn't have I'm not signed in to their thing, so it doesn't show you the actual. I'll use Pro Football Reference.
Okay, that's what I meant was earlier is Pro Football Reference, and then after this, we're gonna go into our TikTok questions of our great fans that reached out to us.
Okay, Pro Football Reference.
Yep.
Has Jimmy G 12th.
Yeah, I was right. That's a good
ranked.
Guess. Yeah, it's stupid though.
12th ranked last year. You want to know where your boy Baker Mayfield is?
22nd.
22nd, you say?
Yeah.
24th.
Damn, I'm pretty good at these. You gotta admit.
There are 12 other players that.
Okay, one guess. Tua is going to be in front of him. Ryan Tannehill is going to be in front of him.
Tua's behind him.
Really? Okay, so yeah. Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill is right, really 16.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're gonna be Jared Goff in front of him.
Yeah, Jared
Yep.
Goff is
Trevor
in front of
Lawrence
him.
is one of them.
Yeah,
Zach
Trevor Lawrence,
Wilson,
right? Zach Wilson, right in front of him too.
Davis Mills.
Wait. Zach Wilson is actually Zach Wilson is behind him by quite
Okay.
a bit.
Okay.
Davis Mills
It can't be in front of
is
him then.
Davis Mills is 26.
Okay.
So
Sam
pretty close.
Darnold.
To be fair, I'll give it to you. Lamar Jackson is 25. So
Yeah. Is Sam Darnold on that in front of him?
Sam Darnold is 28.
Okay, so he's pretty low. That's fair. That's about right.
So who's
that one's
here's
about
the
right.
thing. Here's the thing. Statistically speaking, Jimmy Garoppolo is still better than Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Kyler Murray.
Baker Mayfield
Mac
was hurt
Jones.
most of the year too. Don't forget he missed.
Okay,
I think it
but
was like
here's the
6
thing.
6 games.
We're good. We're not going to do that because Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt too. He still played. That's all I'm saying. He still played. So we're not gonna go through this and say, oh well, this guy was injured, this guy was, and people are always injured. Jimmy G just seems to not be injured. I like my quarterbacks on the field.
His last throw of the year of his season didn't seem like he wasn't injured.
Can't win them all. Kyler had the same thing.
Yeah.
Same team, same thing. We both agree that was one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah.
So again, Kyler had the same thing. Jimmy G played well in the Cowboys game, played well enough to win them the game. Played well against a really good Cowboys defense.
Hold on. I need you to give me like a 10-second clip. I need a 10-second clip of how you feel about Jimmy G because I'm taking this to TikTok. All right, we're getting this. We are getting this to social media, and I want them to hear David Adebayo talk about how he feels about Jimmy G. So whatever you want to say, you got 10 seconds. I'm gonna time you. I'm gonna yell stop at the end of it. All right. So you got 10 seconds, starting whenever you're ready.
Jimmy G is the top 5. He's a top 20 or 12 player.
Restart. No, absolutely not. Restart this. I want you to think really hard about this. I want you to focus on this because I want this shit to be said out loud. And I want the world to know that I disagree in every single possible way that there can be in the world ever. Whenever you're ready.
Jimmy G is top 10 quarterback in the league right now. Top 10.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
He is.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're getting to TikTok
Top
questions anyways.
10.
TikTok questions. All right.
TikTok questions. Take it away.
So this was actually pretty cool. I thought this was fun. I want to do this more often. I'm gonna go say their names and we're gonna go through. And then we'll just post all of our responses to all the people that commented, and we got a good, I think, 15. So we'll go through this pretty quick. The first one is going to be from Alex Maldo YouTube, or I guess Alex Maldo YT. Tua is going to be a top 10 quarterback next year. Agree or disagree?
Absolutely ludicrous. Not a chance. He's going to be top 15, maybe. And even that, I don't think I'd give it to him. But we'll see.
That's
why it's hot takes.
I think you have a great year, possibly, but I don't know if he's gonna have that great of a year. It's a make or break a year. We'll see how he does. But that's it. I'll answer the second one. This one's gonna be me. But we'll post that one for you. So this is from ITKJFK. Peyton Manning over Tom Brady. Absolutely. Any day of the week. Peyton Manning's greatest quarterback of all time. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. That's not even a hot take. That's a fresh, cold take, to be honest.
That's a take. That's a take. Right.
Okay. Jabari Jaquan. Is that pronounced properly?
I think so.
Okay. Jabari Jaquan. Texans don't need to draft a quarterback next year. Davis Mills is the guy.
Honestly, that's great take. Great take. Another fresh take. Check.
Yeah, we like that. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Reggie SCH6. Jamar Chase won't have a big of a second season as Justin Jefferson.
I agree.
Really?
I think people will wise up to Jamar Chase a little bit. You've got more time to study. He had a year where nobody really had time to study on him, and I think they're gonna be players who are able to play him better and figure out his weaknesses.
Jamar Chase, I think, has the opportunity to be better just because his team does have a run game with Mixon. They do have some receivers as well that aren't just him. I know he had Adam Thielen and with Justin Jefferson, but the fact that he has Tyler Boyd and some other options, and it's nice to see that T. Higgins finally stepped into that role that he was supposed to be.
Mhm.
I don't think Jamar Chase can take a step back. I think he's actually played very well.
Okay.
I got this next one. Ben Jimmins. God, isn't that an awkward story in the NBA? Ben Jimmins. Seahawks are a playoff caliber in 2 years, depending on who their head coach is.
Depending on who their quarterback is, they're not going to the playoffs with Drew Lock. I promise you that right now.
Better than Jimmy G. Anyways.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you take this one. It's trick. Joe Burrow is the next Tom Brady.
No, wrong. Joe Burrow's the next Joe Burrow. I don't think anyone's going to be the next Tom Brady. Joe Burrow's the next Joe Burrow.
How do you compare the first overall pick compared to 199? There's nothing there that you can compare.
There's no comparison. You can't. You really can't. It's not the same.
Jake's A. Campbell. Colts win the Super Bowl. They'll also sign Julio, and he/Matty Ice win a ring together. This would be a great story, but it's not gonna happen. Absolutely not. I got shit yelling at me. It's actually something completely different, but I'm gonna redo that one really quick just to give them their time of day. Jake's A. Campbell. Colts win the Super Bowl. They'll also sign Julio, and he/Matty Ice win a ring together. Would be a great story, but it's not gonna happen. I don't see the Colts getting to the Super Bowl. Sleeper. There's
I'm sleeping on it. I'm sleeping on that tape.
I know this conference or this division very well. I am in this division. This is from Josh Fruman. Jermaine Johnson will be far and away the best player out of this draft class, and in a few years, people will be baffled on why he fell to 8 to 15.
Sure. I don't know much.
He's a defensive end for Florida State. I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson. Like I said, I'm not very high on him. I think that this draft class has a lot of great defensive players in general.
If he falls to somewhere around 15, that might be true because he's gonna get to play with some teams with some other good defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just help him out in that he's not going to see all the work right away, and he's not going to have to see all that. He's not going to have to kind of be the guy. Right.
That's
away.
true. That's very true. Aiden Hutchinson's going to have to be that guy, right? Trayvon Walker has to be that guy. Thibodeau's going to be that guy. So that's very true. That's why
pressure. I can absolutely see that.
Yannick Ngakoue, that's what he did in Jacksonville, right? He had Calais Campbell, Dexter Fowler, other people to rush the quarterback that he got a massive contract for, right? We're gonna go to let's see what I have here. Ant-Man 2264. Elijah Moore is going to be the next AB.
That's a weird take.
In what way is he going to be?
Yeah,
right?
What's
in a good way, like a dope, like
on
AB?
or off the field? On or off the field?
Right.
That's my question. Yeah.
On the field, yes. Off the field, I don't think anybody can be like that.
Yeah, if it's off the field, I don't know where you're getting your info from. I might need your source guy for where you're getting this from, but yeah, otherwise on the field, I can see it. He's gonna be great.
Yeah. I got a few weird ones now after this piece. The internet's weird. Bobby weird. T 1983 officials suck. Not wrong. Not wrong. Ask the
facts.
Ask the Saints. Sure. Just ask the Saints, okay?
Yeah.
I don't disagree. Let's see. Now we got Tristan Chapin. Tristan.Chapin came in with 3 of them. Are you ready for these 3? I'll go. We'll respond to each one. First one is Sam Darnold gets no bitches.
Facts. Absolute facts.
No bitches.
No, none.
Quinnen Williams has no chopping game. Not facts. Not facts. That man is beautiful. Quinnen Williams can't do anything wrong.
He fits.
This one is the one that gets me. Lamar is bad at twerking.
How would I know?
I mean,
How
he's
do
too
you know?
thin. He's too
How do you
thin.
know?
He ain't got the booty.
I mean, I guess so.
You gotta
but
have the
how does he
booty.
know?
Now I
You
know
never know.
Josh Allen's got a dumb trunk. I can tell you that much.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, you never know.
If Josh Allen
That's-
gets into the end zone this year and starts twerking, I'm good. I can go to bed at night.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what we're looking forward to. I'm trying
That's
to see
what-
Mac Jones Grady again.
Hey, it's happening. If that isn't his his touchdown celebration from now on, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll come up with something of his own.
Yeah.
Some fresh.
Some fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next Justin Jefferson of the NFL, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I got two things I wanted to say before we sign out. The first one is that this is not something that's ever going to happen. It's something I think is cool. Is that with how much the draft money makes now and how important it is for the draft and what they want to do is move to different cities. I think eventually we're going to see the draft go to London for 1 year.
You know, it's crazy. I could see that, but why not Canada? Why not somewhere in Canada?
Because they're not focusing on Canada. They focused on London for so long, right? For so long,
Yeah.
they've really
Yeah.
focused on London. And there's a 5-hour time difference. This is where they have to have the issues. This is where they have to put it in and fix it. But how much money they can make by putting the draft in London. Make it a Super Bowl week for London specifically for
Yeah.
the draft. I think that truly the NFL could do a great draft week in London. It may happen. It probably never will happen, but if this happens in 15 years and you hear it, I'm the one that said it first. I'm just quoting
yeah.
myself. All right.
Super Bowl, or the NFL needs to give you credit for that. Give you
Exactly.
some money.
You
Maybe a couple of Super Bowl tickets.
Just a couple. Maybe some
Yeah.
draft tickets to London. I'll
Draft
take
tickets. Yeah, I mean, they got to repay you somehow for
it.
this.
And
Great
maybe
idea.
people actually want to show up to the draft, like players. Hey, all expense trip to London. Hey, that will get players to go.
Facts.
There's only 20 players going this year, and I think they invited like 35 or something. They invited more, and it's just like, hey, like if you want the players to be there,
Yeah, you
you
gotta
gotta
make
give them
it
a reason to be
attractive.
there.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm the next. They call me Ian Chandler Report. Okay, that's what they call me.
Okay.
Last thing is, have you watched any of the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, a little bit.
This is my hot take.
Go Raps.
JJ Redick is the next Tony Romo.
Yeah,
JJ Redick is the cool announcer that knows the game, but also knows the players playing the game, like Tony Romo is for the NFL.
Mhm. Yeah.
JJ Redick is the next Tony Romo in announcing.
He's the Tony Romo of basketball. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
All right.
Good
So
take. Good take. Good take.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
I take him back.
Anything for the sign off of this week? What's your check down?
My check down is can't wait for the draft. Go Giants.
Go Giants.
Go Raps.
Yeah. Go Raps.
That's it.
Didn't the Raps get knocked out?
No,
Oh shit.
they won last night.
Oh shit.
2-3.
Oh shit. I'm a Hawks
Philly.
fan, so I'm crying in the corner, so we won't talk about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Go Jaguars.
Yeah,
Go
go
Jaguars.
We'll see.
My check down this week is that I appreciate all the people that hit us up on TikTok. I appreciate the support that we have. This has been really fun,
Absolutely.
and I want us to continue this. And I like the new look of the podcast.
Great
and
work, Chandler.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That's not me. Like I think it looks good.
Yeah,
It looks more professional, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing this, and we're gonna keep having fun with it.
absolutely. I love it.
Other than that, for David, for Chandler, this is what's the check down, and we will see you guys on the flip side after the draft, and we'll have our reactions to what our teams did. All right, peace out,
yeah.
y'all.
Peace out.